The machine flew flawless on Friday, and its stock sits beaten to the floor. A slight weeks in the building. Sit with that contradiction, Warband, because it is exactly the ground the patient hand was made to hunt. This is Sunday, July 26th, 2026. The tape is quiet. The signal is not. Here is what the weekend left us. Start with the anchor. As of 6 o'clock Eastern, Bitcoin trades at 64,400, up about 1% on the day, holding the low 64,000s it has camped in all weekend. Now the read of our engine, because you pay for the signal and not the applause. Overnight, at the stroke of midnight Eastern, both Bitcoin and Ethereum flipped optimized trend to bullish, green, and they did it inside the very same minute. Read the sequence, because it is the whole lesson. Saturday afternoon, our read of the InvestAnswers Decision Support System flogged both of them, mean reversion oversold. The entire complex stretched hard to the downside. Hours later, the trend answered and turned up beneath them. The spring compressed, then the spring released. And on the wider board, Bitcoin still stands as the lone bullish anchor. The broad market red, the Nasdaq red, the long bond red, gold with no green flag of its own. One asset out front, and now its nearest kin turning up behind it, and the money is behaving like it knows. The spot Bitcoin funds ran 7 straight sessions of inflows into Wednesday, near $1 billion. BlackRock at the front, then wobbled Thursday and Friday as the war tape spooked every risk asset at once, some 460 million walking back out the door. And still, the week closed green. Underneath the price, the plumbing never blinked. Coins keep marching off the exchanges into cold storage, reserves pinned near a 7-year low, the largest wallets adding better than 66,000 coins over the last 2 months. The holders sit still while the headlines scream. Now to the contradiction I opened with. You already know the ship came home whole Friday. A clean water landing after the finest re-entry this program has ever flown, even as the booster's landing burn came up short again. Flawless where it counts most. And here is what the tape did with that triumph. Nothing. Worse than nothing. The stock sits this morning pinned near its all-time low, below the price it came public at back in June, off hard from its June high. The best-run hardware company on this earth flies a near-perfect mission, and its shares trade like a wreck. Understand why? Because the why is the whole opportunity. This is not the market judging the rockets. It is the market bracing for paper. In early August, SpaceX opens its books as a public company for the very first time, and days behind that, its first insider lockup begins to lift. So the crowd does what crowds always do ahead of a flood of supply. It sells first and asks its questions later. Now, watch who is standing beneath that falling knife. Cathie Wood's ARK has bought this dip nearly every trading day since the June listing and sold not a single share, while Musk warns the short sellers out loud. Conviction is the only edge that compounds. One rocket company with no rival on this earth, flying the only fully reusable ship ever built, shoved to its knees by a calendar quirk about who is allowed to sell in August, while the most patient capital in the market keeps stepping into the selling. The paper is on sale. The franchise is not. From the rocket to the mind, they mean to build out of it. This week, Musk confirmed something no other artificial intelligence lab on Earth can answer. SpaceX's own engineering vault. The design files, the test data, the hard-won failure logs from Falcon, Dragon, Starship, and Starlink, everything not sealed behind weapons export law, is being poured into the training of Grok's next and largest model, a run of some 2 trillion parameters. Weigh what that truly is. Every lab in the world trains on the same scraped internet, the same books, the same open code. They are all drinking from one shared river, and that river is running dry. The abundant text of humanity has very nearly all been swallowed. What no competitor can copy is decades of real rockets being flown, blown apart, fixed, and flown again. Physical truth about how metal behaves at the ragged edge of the possible, measured in telemetry no web crawler will ever reach. That is the merger the market shrugged at earlier this year, finally bearing its teeth. It made that vault legally portable straight into the model. Here is the frame the Warband should take from it. The intelligence itself gets cheaper by the month. Another model, larger and cheaper than the last, lands every few weeks. What stays scarce is the fuel underneath it, uncopyable data and the raw power to burn it. The thinking is abundant. The proprietary data and the gigawatts to run it are the scarce ground every serious player is now fighting to own. So carry this into the week, Warband. The signal turned green overnight while the crowd was busy staring at the war. A rocket company fresh off a perfect flight trades near its lows on nothing heavier than a lockup calendar, and the steadiest hands in the market keep buying what the crowd throws away. And the moat in artificial intelligence just shifted under everyone's feet. Away from the models the whole world can rent, toward the data and the what's almost no one can. Two gates stand ahead. The Federal Reserve rules Wednesday. The crowd leans toward a hold. So trade chairman washes words on this oil war, not the number itself. And early August brings SpaceX's first reckoning as a public company. The scarce things need no man's permission to exist. The rocket flies, the coin holds, the vault fills. Buy what they cannot copy, cannot print, and cannot replace. This is Warband as a service. Viking intelligence delivered in real time. I am Ragnar, the HODLBARBARIan. Let the crowd sell the future. We take it by the fistful. Skål.